Morning, hope things are good with you, handsome. So, this morning I woke up with a bit of a headache. I know, it doesn't sound like the great opening you were hoping for, and I'll tell you why you should care about it in just a second, because there is a point to this. But I woke up with a headache this morning, and I thought, this can only be down to one of two things, right? Either it's just a normal headache, or it's something to do with caffeine. I drink way too much caffeine, so if I don't have a lot of it, and I don't think I did yesterday afternoon, then I might have like caffeine withdrawals and a slight headache. So I'm there kind of diagnosing myself in bed like Dr. House, just running through these diagnostics in my head with no medical training. So it's either going to be a headache or it's going to be caffeine related. So I think to myself, okay, what's the smart way of dealing with this? Okay, I can solve both problems very quickly with a couple of paracetamol and a coffee, high strength coffee. And either way, whatever the problem is, whether it's caffeine related or just a normal headache, that will solve the problem. But there's an issue with that kind of blanket nuclear warhead approach that obliterates everything. There's a problem with doing that kind of thing. And I'll give you a second to have a think about it. So what's the problem of having a couple of paracetamol and also a cup of coffee at the same time? The headache went, it was perfect. I'm now in serene, calm bliss, but there's a problem. And the problem is, I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was caffeine related or whether it's something that I should maybe get checked out. Or maybe it's just a common garden headache. If I'd have taken the paracetamol first and it not gone away, I would have known it was a caffeine related thing and acted accordingly. Similarly, if I'd done it the other way around and gone with a cup of coffee and a headache was still there, I would have known it was a medical thing rather than a caffeine thing. And it seems like the logical thing to do to kind of come up with a solution that solves as many problems as possible. And you see this in copy, like when people tweak copy in the A/B test stuff, if you've got a sales page that you're running that isn't performing as well as you'd like, the temptation is to go through it and pick apart every possible thing that could be wrong. Change the headline, the subheadline, the angle, the hook, the colour of the button, the language on the button, all these kind of pain points. You can change everything and then throw it out into the world. But the problem is, if you do that and it performs a heck of a lot better, or worse, you don't know what the thing that moved the needle is. Because you moved everything. So this is the point of the headache story. If you're going to change something in your copy, if you're going to A/B test something, only change one thing. One thing. So that if you get a better result, or a worse result, or any different result, you know it's down to that one thing. So don't change the audience you're running it to, and it counts for everything. If you've got a sales page that you're running traffic to, just change one thing and it's not working. Change the headline and run it for a few days or even hours when it comes to Facebook. Run it for a while. If the numbers don't shift, that's not the problem. Change something else. And eventually, this one-by-one approach, you'll hit on the thing that really does make a difference. And you'll come away, even though it's a slower approach, and even though, you know, if you're spending money on going to a sales page that isn't converting as well as you'd like, you know, the nuclear option might get you better results quicker, but you'll never know what works. And the knowledge you get from these little 1% changes, the knowledge you get from that kind of stuff will serve you going forward, because you'll know in your next offer that this language doesn't work on the button, or you'll know that whenever your buttons are green or burnt umber or, you know, whatever kind of gunmetal, you know, shade, you'll know that certain colours work. And slowly you'll build up this kind of template that works for your people, that works for your audience, and that works for your offers. So that's the quick lesson I have for you today. If you are testing something and you are changing something, or you're doing A/B test, only change one thing at a time. That way, when you get the results, the side by side, you can go, this is a direct correlation to the change we made. Otherwise, you've just like me, you're going, do I need more coffee or do I need more drugs? I'm still none the wiser. So hopefully you found that useful. If you are going to change something on your sales page, or you do want, you've got any questions about this, then pop them in the comments below. Don't forget, you can check out all the videos in this series if you go to insertgaghere.com/video. If you want it in audio and you don't want to look at my face, you can go to /podcast. And if you want neither, but you just want a boatload of freebies, you can go to /neither. And you can just pick up the your access to the Google Drive of awesomeness, where there's email templates, there's pitch templates, there's guides on how to be funny, there's a writing video in there, a whole bunch of good stuff. So that's it for today. Have a good one.